that something's happening, your PTS just starts headbutting it. You know, the ketamine's trying to work, and the PTSD is just going, no, you know, something's not right. So just over a week ago, I checked myself in. I did that video into hospital to do the ketamine treatment program. You know, I'm not going to pretend I know how this is going to go. You know, it's just over a week. But I said I'd be honest about this journey. And so here's what the first week has actually been like. So not the version you're going to read online and all the promo, you know, the real one. And obviously this is about me. This could be different. Everyone's different, so it could be a different experience for other people. So this isn't actually the first time trying this treatment. I started the ketamine program back in January, but if I'm honest with myself, I just wasn't ready for it. You know, you got to come into this with an open mind and a genuine, like, you're willing to sit with whatever comes up, because it is you hallucinate. And yeah, you got to do that to be able to get something out of it. And I wasn't in that headspace back then. I had a lot of stuff going on. So I decided to step away. This time's different, you know, and that's the part that, you know, I wanted to talk about properly. So what the first week and a bit actually looked like. I wanted to do just like the first week, but the first few days was just settling in. And it was harder than expected, you know, like you got to be real with yourself. You got to be honest with yourself. You got to acknowledge, you know, your responsibility and your actions, and for everyone around you too, and how that lands. Being here before, I thought I remembered what it was like, but no, it's definitely was a bit of a shock again. You know, it was harder than expected. So even though, like, knowing that I need to be here. But it's been a pretty structured routine. Obviously, there's people of all sorts. There's patients up here going through addictions and come downs and all that sort of thing. So, yeah, not exactly what I pictured or remembered. So, well, the experience itself so far, I've had 2 sessions, and they weren't easy. You know, one of them it worked great. They gave me diazepam before going in, and that worked really well. The second time, you know, my brain pushed through. You know, like, you just, it's like as soon as your brain realizes that something's happening, your PTS just starts headbutting it. You know, the ketamine's trying to work, and the PTSD is just going, no, you know, something's not right. So yeah, that was my second treatment. It didn't, you know, it fought pretty bad. I had some pretty bad memories, some pretty bad trips, for the want of better words. So I can't fully explain that yet. So we'll go through this week. I've got another treatment, I think tomorrow or Friday. So what's changed and what hasn't? You know, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I'm fixed after a week. I mean, this is long. You know, this is going to be a long process. And not just about the ketamine, but just finding out who I am, which is going to be a different video on what that looks like. But the difference this time is I've actually come in ready for it, open to whatever comes up, instead of fighting it, even though that last session I was, but, you know, it's only the second session. But I think that's why it's landing a little bit differently this time, you know. That and the mood stabilizer they got me on is really unbelievable. It's really stopped that major swing. The hardest part of doing this out of everything is it's not the treatment itself. It's not having family down here. You know, I haven't got family. So I don't have my girls down here. Don't have most of my mates down here. So yeah, it's that's hard. You know, it's hard, but you got to take the positives where they are. And you know, my veteran group that I belong to, big shout out to them. They come up straight away the next day, and I don't think I would have been able to keep going, like, just with that, knowing that the people I love are out there struggling as well. And then, another veteran buddy just turned up a couple of days later. I had Gav, another veteran, turn up this morning for coffee. So yeah, that was hard. So my message to the other veterans out there and first responders, really, because everyone's like that's exposed to PTSD. If you were somewhere darker and you've tried other things, obviously talk to Open Arms, or whoever that you want to talk to, but they're the professionals. I'm just someone rambling at a screen. But this one, it's run by people who've actually been, where we've been, like the nurses, the trauma nurses. They're pretty good. My psychiatrist is really well. But yeah, look, that's pretty much week one. Trapped here. I mean, I get day release. So I went diving this afternoon. The psychiatrist asked me what would make my day, and yeah, so I teed up to go along to a mate's business who has a diving company here on the Gold Coast. Yeah, so I'll keep bringing you along. I'll do another update in probably a couple of days' time. I'll do this next treatment tomorrow or the next day, and I'll check back in and let you know how it's tracking. So yeah, remember, if you're struggling out there, you're not in this alone. You never will be. There's plenty of us out here. We've all got each other's back. So reach out, and we've got your six. Well, this is definitely hard talking about these things and vulnerable, really vulnerable. But I think it's important to get these messages out there, because if there's just one veteran or first responder that can see one of these videos, and it just helps them not feel so alone in what they're going through, then that's my mission. That's my purpose.